Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Richard Feller, and glad to have you on board with me this evening. Um, I'm kind of new to this, so bear with me for a minute. I have I'm a writer, and I was a little confused in the beginning of my life because there was no direction, or I didn't understand reality. So after studying reality for about 40 years, starting from when I was around the age of 20, um, everything seemed to come together. And this is something that started me on my search. And I want to share something called Growing from Out of the Jack in the Box. Um, when I was a child, there was a toy box with a lid and a crank handle on the side. You would crank the handle, which would play a melody until a puppet would suddenly burst from its top by a lid that would open to let it out from inside. Dark inside this box, which we are birthed into, amongst its confusing noises. As the devil turns the crank, we are found robbed of having direction in life. For confusion surrounds when light is not found, and then the question asked, is that all there is? And that was a good portion of my life. Always looking and searching, where do I fit in? What do I do? Where do I belong? Why am I here? All these questions. And I needed to find out in order to have a purpose for living that would give me life. Because when I was making poor choices, I was actually harming myself. And um, and I never grew weary of trying to focus until I found the truth of love. And this brought my life together. And I found this love in the light of a person named Jesus Christ. Now, bear with me for a minute. And the light that came from him caused me to pop out of the box. Now, once outside the box, there's a tendency, if there's no one around to guide you, to go back inside and go back to the confusion and the noises and not really understand what's going on again. And I would equate that to learning to be aware that once in the light, the devil will try to stuff you back down with this deceptive, convincing lie. Nothing else. There is no reality but the music in my box. And I feel great not to be in that box anymore. And this is just an introduction. What I'm going to be doing is give you a sharing of life experiences that I went through that got me out of this box. And it's going to be a very deeply entailed, step-by-step progression of growth, Lord permitting, because with COVID going on and everything, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. And I'd like to share the journey that I went on for over 40 years, which I'm still on. I'm still here. I'm also doing a reading from a book series that I wrote called Callington Castle. And as art influences culture, I realized that I was being influenced by all these different voices that were not bringing light into my mind where I could see where I was going and understand where I was coming from. And I needed a shalom moment. When I say shalom, shalom is a Hebrew word that's broken down into 3 parts. It allows you to know where you've been, to see where you're going, and to be in the present moment and enjoy the company of God. So that's saying goodbye, hello, and being in the moment of peace at the same time. And okay, I was telling you about the Callington Castle series. I'm reading on Facebook, and I'm sort of in the middle of the book right now, but you're welcome to join me. The series it's a metaphysical series as art influences culture. I wanted to, how do I say, entertain people towards having light in their life instead of going dim. I like to see people light up with life and walk among the living and not the dead. That might sound a little bit derogatory, but if you're walking around and you don't have direction in life, I was a zombie once, but no more. Well, thanks for letting me share, and I'll be on at 10:30 on Saturday nights on Facebook Live. For those of you who want to join me there, you're welcome to come. And I wasn't really going to talk about the book, so I don't have a copy with me to show you the cover, but you can go to my website if you want to take a look there. It's all lowercase, CallingtonCastleSeries.com. And I hope you are able to enjoy taking a look and join me. And if you have questions, my email is feller_Richard@yahoo.com. And questions pertaining coming out of the Jack in the Box, what it is to grow, what it is to find direction. If you stick around long enough and you get to know me and my sharings, then I don't say teachings, I say sharings, because I'm just sharing what I've lived through. I don't really consider that to be teaching. I'm just sharing the breath of life. As God breathed it into me, I'm breathing it back out to you in a continual stream of flow of life. And that's something that I continually drink out of myself as I share. And I'm glad you were able to join me for a little while this evening. Now, let me see. Now, this is my first time on this. You know, I just realized that I knew how to come on. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Okay, guys. Until I see you again. After I finish the Callington series, I'm going to be back and I'm going to have lots of information for you in terms of diagrams and charts and graphs and a step-by-step progression of visions that I received in terms of coming to understand reality piece by piece, coming together for a solid, unified, complete picture. And I'm just going to say one more thing. I came into this life like a puzzle in pieces without the cover of the box. And I don't think I'm alone in this. But once you have the cover of the box and you understand what normal is, then you can watch God put you together piece by piece. Have a good evening, everybody. God bless.